We often get in these states of, oh, life is so bad. Oh, how am I going to pay this bill? How am I going to overcome this thing of not having a job? Or all of the struggles and strife and all these things that create so much pain inside of us. Whenever there's a lot of opportunity all around us, we just have to open our eyes. You create your own heaven or hell right here in your mind, right in your heart. We have all been responsible for creating our own happiness and our own states of depression and mental illness to a large degree. If your wife has left you, your husband has left you, boyfriend, girlfriend, you're broken up, and you find yourself in a state of depression, you're down on life. God, how am I going to find somebody else? How is this going to ever work out for me? I'm so lonely. I feel so down. That is our own self talking to our emotion. We are feeding our emotions. We constantly tell ourselves, oh, I'm lonely. Oh, what am I going to do? Instead of refocusing our thoughts to go, this is a time for self-learning. This is a time for me to better develop myself. This is a time where I can do some of the things that I otherwise would not have done. I can spend some time reading. I can spend time watching some documentaries or traveling or doing things that I otherwise would not have done had I had stayed in an unhealthy relationship. We do these things to ourselves. We find when somebody else yells at us or a boss is all mad, oh, your work sucks, even though you thought you just did a great job. Instead of making that into a negative, we can utilize our own inner happiness and our own self-exploration to say, well, how can I communicate to my boss in a better way to understand exactly what they want so I can perform in such a way that matches their expectations? Instead of, oh, my boss is a butthole, I hate him or her, this is horrible. Instead of thinking, well, maybe I did not understand exactly what they were trying to do. Instead of creating these negative spirals, we can turn that around and say, what is the positive I can gain from this? Too often in this culture, we instantly go to the negative when we have it within our own power to stop, to pause, and just say, let me figure this out. Let me stop and just ask in a calm, professional, if it's a work-related situation, or a very calm and loving and caring way of communicating to a loved one whenever there's some conflict. And more often than not, if we're coming from a genuine place of care and empathy and wanting to grow with that person and each other, if the other party is equal to that task, then you can find great things out of it. We often get in these states of, oh, life is so bad. Oh, how am I going to pay this bill? How am I going to overcome this thing of not having a job? Or all of the struggles and strife and all these things that create so much pain inside of us. Whenever there's a lot of opportunity all around us, we just have to open our eyes, especially if we can learn to understand that you are your own boss and everything. Even if you work for somebody else, you still have to perform. And if you want to be an entrepreneur or do your own thing, you can figure a way how to do that. You can make yourself marketable. Everybody has a unique thing that they can do and be. But instead, we beat each other up, we beat ourselves up in a totally unnecessary way. Because God, the infinite universe, the infinite intelligence, has given us all the tools to conquer ourselves. The tools are abundant. All we have to do is open our eyes and find them. They're right in front of us. And we'll be exploring that a lot in some other videos coming up. And in the meantime, just remember that all of your emotions, they're driven by you, your own expectations, your own fears. And one of the methods to help overcome that is just to sit alone. Sit with your eyes closed, to breathe, and let the thoughts flow. Just let them flow. Get it out. It's very important to journal. Just start writing it out. Writing out your problems. Writing out how you see it solved. Start using what the universe has given us as our imagination. Start to imagine how your life can be. My life can be elevated. I don't have to be so anxious. I can embrace my anxiousness and use that energy toward creative endeavors instead of allowing that anxiety to be a big albatross around our neck and driving us and drowning us in the ocean of despair. There's no need for that. And if you want to go in depth on these topics and how to elevate ourselves out of these funky states and how to communicate and commune with each other, and for us to gather and commune with the infinite intelligence and God, then I highly recommend, if you're in the local area, to come out every Sunday at 1:30 and join us here at the sanctuary. The first Sunday of next month, which is April, I forget the date, but the first Sunday in April, we're having pruning day. So if you want to bring your family and friends out, we're going to have live music. We're going to be pruning the trees, and that means everybody that participates can come on harvest time several months from then to start gathering up all the fruit to take home for yourself. Absolutely free. The only thing is you just need to bring your own pruning scissors and come out and help us prune, and then you can have all the food that you can carry away in your bag. I appreciate you joining us. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.